Guys, I'm teaming up with my good friend, retired Navy SEAL Jocko, and we're going to do something very special. Jocko started Jocko Fuel after finding out some of the supplements that he was buying for his family were filled with heavy metals and ingredients he wasn't aware of. He wanted a line of supplements and consumables that had all of the good, effective ingredients and none of the bad. So, he made it happen. I got set up with all of the key products, and I want to do the same for you. Jocko Go. They are energy drinks for clean, sustainable energy. Jocko Milk Protein for 30 grams of delicious grass-fed protein, plus a whole line of supplements to support mood, focus, hydration, and more. Jocko Fuel supplements are scientifically formulated and made with ingredients that are clinically tested. They are better for you options with no added sugar or artificial sweeteners and no gray area ingredients or banned substances. It is clean fuel without compromise, and right now you can get 20% off when you use the promo code Chael at jockofuel.com or just click on the link below. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm watching the worst video I've ever seen produced by Conor McGregor. I'm at the YouTube page called The Mac Life. This is the single worst thing I have ever seen produced by Conor McGregor. I don't know what else to say. Look, there's a training video that is allegedly Conor McGregor sparring. I have to use the word allegedly. It looks nothing like him, and his body is completely covered up. Conor has some very recognizable features. Tattoos, by example, none of which are showing. His face, by example, which you cannot see. Like, it's shot so badly, I can't promise you that it's Conor McGregor. It then has an overlay of awful music that should not exist. We should hear the grunts and the groans. We should hear the bell and the gym sounds. But there's this overlay of music that's going to get it flagged on YouTube. It's terrible. And then, after the training, partway through, you see a picture of somebody's hand getting wrapped, which, again, you're supposed to assume is Conor McGregor's. Now, the problem with that cut is he's already done the workout. So you would wrap the hands over here and then show the workout, not the workout and then the hand, which, by the way, is a hand with no evidence that it's McGregor. This is terrible. And I got to tell you why I'm stunned about it. Like, Conor McGregor training footage is very valuable. This is very helpful stuff. To be given access to a Conor McGregor training session, you can't screw that up. Unless, of course, you don't have the capability or the Zoom feature to prove to the audience who's watching that it's even McGregor. I mean, this would be very hard. My son is 7 years old with no training, but he plays my iPhone every now and then, and he likes to make movies. His movies are better than this. I am stunned by this. And the reason I even dig into it is it's very hard to get any information on Conor. It really is very tough. The one thing that we cannot do is go to Conor. Conor, I don't like the word liar. I do not like that. As an entertainer, you have the right to come out and tell a story. No different than any other entertainer. I do understand that. But a troll, right? Like, you've got to get some W's in there somewhere. You have to. It's the people that'll tell you that Elvis Presley is alive, or moreover, the John F. Kennedy Jr. survived the plane crash and is out there saying, hey, that's all good stuff. He's going to come back and he's going to be the running mate for so-and-so. That's all great. But at some point, he has to do that. You have to have a W in there. He has to join the ticket. He has to show up to the convention. He has to take to the podium. Like, there's something that has to happen that turns out to be what you said. I mean, I'm only sharing that because the latest thing Conor told us that he's going to fight at T-Mobile on June 29th opposite Chandler. That is not true. That is fiction, according to Dana White. 4 days prior to Conor telling us that, he had alluded to the fact that he was going to box Manny Pacquiao in Saudi Arabia, and that they just had to come up with a weight class. So, I do believe, right, that Conor is sincere that he wants to. I believe that Conor, the biggest draw, the one they used to roll the red carpet out for, I believe Conor can't get a promoter to sign off. And whatever the reason, right? At some point, you have to elect yourself the mayor of Get the Hintville. Population, you. If a promoter is telling you, I'd love it, I want to do it, I can't find a weight class. It doesn't matter what the reason is. It does not matter if the dog ate your homework or you overslept or you're a dum-dum. Or you ran out of paper or you forgot you had it or you left your book in the locker. Like, it doesn't matter. You either have it to turn in or you don't. Guys have been pricing themselves out of the market since the 90s. You would have guys that either had a reputation and somehow it worked. They'd get a cover of a magazine. They were selling DVDs and instructionals and technique videos. And so then when a promoter would come to them and want to book them in a fight, right? I mean, it's the Don the Dragon Wilson story. It's the Wesley Snipes story. It's like they'll find a reason to not get in there and actually test it. I'd have done it, man. I'd fought anybody. You just got to come up with my price. You know, it's one of these things, and it seemed to work. It's called pricing yourself out of the market. But regardless of the reason, the final deduction is the same. It's just the guy is not going to do it. So, with Conor, it doesn't matter if the excuse is the weight class. They're not going to do it. That's all you have to do. That's it. The weight class, okay, we agree on the weight class, we change the rules. We change the rules, we got to put in a cage. We put in a cage, I'll only fight him in a ring. I'll fight him in a ring, I got to have 4-ounce gloves. He said yes to the 4-ounce gloves, so I want no gloves at all. It's one of these things. It doesn't matter what the answer. That's not a real reason to get in the way of a fight if somebody wants to fight. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And I think that Conor is actually having this problem. I don't think the UFC's booking his fight. And, however, I do think, by the way, my words right now, this is meant to serve Conor. I meant to serve, what I'm attempting to tell you guys is this is a true competitor who is hungry, who is now having to play the system. He's having to play and manufacture and manipulate the very system that he helped to create because he's that hungry. This is a guy who is in the training room and he's sparring even if a complete dum-dum was the one given access to put this footage out that's got him wrapping his hands after the workout. I think he wants to fight. I think that person that was playing Conor McGregor actually was Conor McGregor. I don't think it's a spoof. I think that was him. I think he's moving pretty well. I think he's getting his weight down. I think he's looking lighter on his feet. I think that reconstructed leg is very strong. I think that there's something very positive here, and I also think that he wants to fight. I just think there's more to this story. And whether it is, Sean O'Malley has speculated that Conor, with the new structure, the new pay structure of the UFC, that Conor has priced himself in a position where he's less attractive. And there is definitely a truth to that. Or is it something else we're not considering? Is it the specific opponent? And that's holding it up, but they got a couple of plans here as a way to shift and change that match around. It's an interesting spot that doesn't have clarity. And it doesn't have clarity any more than Manny has a problem with the weight class, or June 29th has a bout agreement with McGregor and Chandler at the top of the bill. These things are fiction. But we do have a guy that's exercising. We do have a guy that's working out. We do have a guy that's hungry. We do have a guy who's out there and he's putting out these pieces regardless. I don't know why. I really don't know why he decided to save money on this piece. I don't know why. This is the worst made MMA piece I have ever seen. And it came from the richest guy. I can't make sense of this. But if that person was in fact Conor, and if that footage is in fact current, not for nothing, he looked pretty good. He looked a lot smaller. And his cardio looked pretty good. And he was the one pushing the pace, and he was throwing a variety of shots at you. But he was also moving like a guy who has something a little more urgent and a little more pressing than June 29th.